Good morning, good morning, good morning. You're tuning into the episode of the Wonder Kid Morning Show. Good morning, everybody. Listen, we had great, big technical difficulties this morning. If you guys noticed yesterday, I had big technical difficulties yesterday trying to figure out how to do the live. I don't know what's up with YouTube. YouTube is tripping. But yeah, it took me about 40 minutes to get this thing up. It just kept clicking me out. YouTube has been I don't know what's been going on. So good morning to everybody. Glad you were here. Sorry for the lateness. Once again, I've been here. If you actually look, it went up and it went back down. It went up like 2 or 3 times because YouTube has been tripping. It would do that after the resurrection. You feel me? Nasty work, bro. Nasty work. Not your Lakers need to defend, and LeBron James need to play like LeBron James. He played like crap. Look, man. Look, let me tell you why LeBron doesn't have an excuse. It's not like he's the only player on that team that's asked to score. He's not the only player on that team that can facilitate. He's not the only team's playmaker. So when you look at the Lakers, they have legit playmakers. The problem is with them is who's gonna play just good, great defense. And this is why I try to tell you a lot of times where, you know, this new era, more than ever any other era, is so accompanied by we're just going to outscore you. We're just out-better you, out-star power you. And these are some of the things that come from. Now, mind you, the Wolves didn't play particularly well either. Their center played like hot trash. You feel what I'm trying to say? Mike Conley wasn't amazing either. So it's like one of those things. So, I thought the Lakers were going to the finals because I know that's what the NBA wants. I know they wanted the Lakers for Celtics. Now, if Anthony Edwards can usurp that and stop that, hallelujah to him. But I don't think I just think, okay, they won the first game, so what? Lakers come back, win the series. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think the Timberwolves are going to beat them in the series. I just don't. I'd be very surprised. The NBA is pushing. They want the Lakers in the finals. And also the NBA did something by turning themselves away from a sporting brand into something else. I forgot the name of it. But what it does, it allows them to, if anything, they wouldn't be in trouble for trying to shape outcomes. So, yeah, just there's that too. So let me say good morning to everybody and see what's up with everybody, man. Producer, first person in here, good morning, bro. Jared Thomas, always a blessing. What's up, man? King Blaze, just Blaze. King Lee, my bro, what's good? Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Mike, what's good? Gregory Smith, good morning, my brother. Good morning to you too, man. It's all good, all love. Will.i.am, what's good, bro? Greetings and salutes. What's up? Yami. Yo, every time I see your name, bro, I think of Yami Yugi, because I was a big Yu-Gi-Oh guy. Bro, off topic, I watched this guy on, usually I don't watch a lot of people. I just watch usually the content creators. But there was a video that popped up, and I don't know what made me want to watch. It was kind of late at night, and I was kind of tired, but I watched it. And it was a guy that had I believe it was $1,000 deck with today's, like, Yu-Gi-Oh dimensions with, like, the cards and all the effects. And the other guy literally made Yugi Moto's deck and somehow with the heart of the cards beat him. Oh! Bro, I was dying. It was hilarious. And the guy couldn't believe it. He's like, are you serious right now? So yeah, heart of the cards won. Let's see. The Nitro, the Magic just can't score enough points to hang with Boston. This may be a sweep. Will it be a sweep? I don't think it'll be a sweep. I think they'll get one. I think it'll be one. Kenny Lee, what's good? Good morning, good morning. Oh, my God. Nigel, Golden State tanked that first game to get Houston. They match up too well with Houston Warriors in 5 or 6. I agree with that, Jared. Yeah, I agree with that. I fully agree with that. I don't believe they could hang with, not with Jimmy Butler on that team. Nope. Zelly the Ninth was good. If Lakers lose game 2, then it's going to get interesting. Bro, all it's going to do is add to LeBron lore. They'll go down 2. Oh my God, it's impossible. 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 And then all of a sudden, LeBron awakens to his true inner being, channeling his Yami form, and then causing nothing but basketball destruction upon the heads of the up-and-coming superstar Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. The storylines write themselves. Straight up. What's it called? Robbie Bay. Hey, good morning. Let's see. Anybody else jumping in? Oh, Antonio Williams. Good morning, man. Good morning. Watch the free throw disparity going forward. LeBron was on bended knee crying. Bro, I can't with y'all. This man, he's on bended knee. He was like, please, will you give me the call I need? Oh, I need this to win. Yeah. We ain't losing twice, bro. Even if you did, I believe the NBA would do what it takes to put things in your favor for you to come back and win that series. I do not think the Timberwolves beat this. If they do, I'd be very surprised. Very. Extremely so. Nitro Memphis says Ja got embarrassed. From at best, Ja could get the Grizzlies a game. I was surprised he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Once again, but we'll see what happens next year. We know what we need to do. Y'all needs to win. You know what's worse? It's that after, because mind you, it wasn't like Anthony Edwards had like a dominating game. He had 22 points in the game. 22, that's all. But it's after hitting a 3 in Luka Doncic's face and looking him in the face and telling him and asking him to smell his fingers. He looked at him and said, smell this. Come here, smell these fingers. And Luka was just like, no. Oh. Bro, it's nasty work. We know. Now Drummer starts sending you videos of nonsensical takes and Dick Wright. You'll have a compilation in 2025. Man, go ahead, man. I don't mind. Send it on Twitter. Go ahead. Dang, bro. No hope for the Lakers. No, listen, what do you mean? I've said this before. I said that I think the Lakers take them. And that's where we're going pretty much, guys. The NBA playoffs is underway. You already know what it is. It's everywhere. And mind you, there were some good games. But like I said, Timberwolves beat the Lakers 117-95 on Saturday. And mind you, just to show you and understand, Anthony Edwards was 22-9-8. 22 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. Rudy Gobert had 2 points, 1 assist, 6 rebounds. Shaq is so right about him, bro. I'm sorry. Man, it's stealing at this point. Like, they're gifting him Defensive Player of the Year, even though he does alter shots because of his size. That, you can't argue that. But giving him Defensive Player of the Year all those times, like, oh my gosh. The NBA is so watered down, bro. It's absolutely ridiculous, bro. I be saying, what's up? Hey, King Lee, didn't I tell you the Wolves are dangerous? Hey. Yeah, they dangerous, man. But like I said, it's not like they played great. Like, McDaniels played really well. 25 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. But Julius Randle had 16, 5, and 5. Anthony Edwards at 22, 8, and 9. I believe it's the passing. There was a lot of passing in this game. They got the ball around. Reed had 23. But a lot of the other stars didn't really do too much. Conley had 9. Gobert had 2. You know what I'm saying? DiVincenzo had 9. Alexander Walker had 7. So it wasn't like they were just like putting up crazy points. Now, Luka went off. Luka had 37, 8, but only had 1 assist. Stop. This is where they beat the Lakers. LeBron had 3 assists, 3. Hachimura had 2. Hayes had 0. Doncic had 1. Reeves had 3. That's 9 assists between your starting 5. That's why you lost. That's why. It was a whole bunch of isolation ball. Your starting 5 had 9 assists together. For context, Conley, McDaniels, Gobert had more. 4 of them had more than that entire starting 5. Anthony Edwards puts him at 17 assists for the starting 5. Almost double. Like, you gotta be able to. Listen, one thing with playoff ball, the 2 biggest things that make the biggest things are defense and free throws. But a lot of offense becomes stagnant because the game slows down in the playoffs. They allow more physical play in the playoffs. All those ticky-tack calls, a lot of times, you still get a lot of them, but they tune it down big time in the playoffs. So what happens is with a game slowing down, you have to have sets. It's no longer I drive, I dish, I drive, I dish, I drive, I dish. People, you know what I'm saying? They level everything up for that. They say, okay, we know what's coming. We'll stop it. But when you play with purpose, you understand sets, movement, down cuts, backdoor cuts, swinging the ball around side of the weak side of the court, getting the ball or getting corner open threes. Like, that's the name of the game. Consistency through adversity. I'm talking to somebody here. But they don't have that. It's a whole bunch of one-on-one ISO ball. Now, mind you, you can win playing ISO, but it's extremely difficult. Because if somebody's not having a spectacular, magical, oh, new world type of game, you're screwed. Mind you, the Miami Heat, when it was LeBron, Dwayne, and them, they won titles that way pretty much. The first time they faced the Mavericks, that's why they lost. They were taking turns. There was no real fluidity to the offense. They were zoning them, and then the shooting suffered. That's why Dallas really won. Matter of fact, it happened like that against the Spurs. When they got beat by a record amount, and LeBron said, I ain't in Miami no more. Miami sucks. And he left. That's what he said. He's, I'm going home. I'm going home. Going home. Tell the world I'm going home. Let the rain wash away all the pain from yesterday. You know, I be saying the problem is that ISO ball is what makes the NBA partially exciting. But too much of anything becomes a detriment. When teams used to have 1 ISO ball player, the max 2. Now it's 4. Some of them are 5. You got the centers coming out like, spin move. Twing, fade away, swell, damn. Like, come on now, bro. You can't ISO ball everything. That's what got the Golden State Warriors so liked. It was swinging of the ball, weak side rotation. Everybody touches it. 3 balls from distance. And then everybody started playing small ball with rotation and everything else. And it's like the only reason why that worked was because none of y'all centers will actually play your center position. If a real center say, you know what? I'm going to take my 7'1", 7'2", 300-pound body and plant it down there every time and force them to. I'll tell you right now, the Warriors would get swept. It wouldn't even. They would have to pretty much shoot 80% from 3 to stop what would happen in that game. Because what you have to understand is that eventually Draymond's gonna foul out, Looney's gonna foul out. Who's gonna guard them? Steph. Jimmy Butler. No. So that's what I'm like you go down there and you force them to keep doing it. Layup, dunk, layup, dunk, layup, dunk, layup, dunk. You're making 70, 80% of those. I don't care if you're shooting 40% from 3. You're not beating that team. Plus, they're going to get into foul trouble because eventually they're just going to start hacking you. And everyone say, well, you got to make those free throws for only so long because you can only absorb so many fouls. You gotta come in from like you can only take someone. We're in the bonus, right? We're in the bonus, and now you're fouled out. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That's what the Warriors never had to go through. That's why I laugh at a lot of times when people saying, "Oh, they're the greatest team ever" and everything. I'm like, no, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. I can make an argument that the '90s Houston Rockets would have demolished them with Hakeem Olajuwon. I can make that argument. Shaq and the Kobe Lakers would have demolished them. Because once again, Shaq is going to get 45 points. And that's without the free throws. And like 20 rebounds, 25 rebounds. Y'all must have forgot what he was doing to Dikembe Mutombo and them. With a lot of these smaller centers would be cooked. And Dikembe is one of the greatest centers of all time too. David the Admiral Robinson, one of the most muscular centers I've ever seen. Man was cut up, shredded. If anybody's ever seen David Robinson, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The man was shredded. Shaq was literally ragdolling him for seasons on end. The same Spurs that LeBron had trouble with, the Shaq and the Lakers, Kobe and them, swept them. That's what the young prime Tim Duncan told. Not an old, decrepit one. That's what I be trying to tell y'all, man. Listen, if you know what they need, you know what the Lakers need to do? Put LeBron James' 6'9", oversized body in the paint and force them make him go one-on-one with Gobert. No problem. Make him foul out Gobert. All right, now we get to play small ball. LeBron's bringing in everybody else on your team. Good luck. That's how you win if you're the Lakers. That's how you win. The question is, will you want to play that way? And the answer is no. That's the question. The answer is no. They don't want to play that way. The WNBA is more like old school NBA than the guys. I be saying facts. They are. They are. You might have one or two guys or ladies on the court that could do them dirty on ISO game. And the rest are guys that know how to play or ladies that know how to play their position. The NBA has become all ISO ball. Everyone doesn't want to play a position. And I get it monetarily wise. Everybody wants to be a star. But to win, everyone has to play their role. I remember one time when we were training, I was always known as a scorer. I was the definition of a combo guard back then, to show you how I word it when I was growing up. And I remember once every time we would run scrimmages and anything, because I would always have a crap team, always. And one day I finally had a great team around me. And there was a game, I literally had no points, all assists. And then someone looked at me and said, "Yo, I'm so used to you scoring more than half your team's points. What the heck? I didn't know you could pass like this because I don't got it. I don't got to score like that. I can impact the game because all of you know the type of scorer I am, so all these guys are getting open shots. You understand? Coming from you, leverage that. That's what Anthony Edwards has been doing, leveraging his gravity on the court and then getting guys open shots. That's what Jordan had to learn how to do. Jordan couldn't be stopped. We all knew no matter how much you fouled him and hit him, he's going to average 30-something points on you, better than 45% shooting. That's what Jordan was going to do to you no matter what you did. Fouling him, grabbing him. Now, if you were fouling him and grabbing him, he's going to shoot 45 from the field. If you weren't fouling and grabbing, he's going to shoot 50, 52% from the field. That's the difference. But once Jordan understood that, you know what? They can't stop me, okay, stay your butt right there. Anytime they want to collapse on me, it's right to you. All day, make them pay. And they was like, oh, he only did that once. Jordan would do that 6-7 plays straight. And then they're like, oh, crap. We just got blown out. And somehow, now, instead of having 37 or 38 points, Jordan finished the game with 29 or 30 points. But now he got 8 or 9 assists and 8 or 9 rebounds. See, that's the difference. That's what these guys got to be able to learn to do. When they're not doing that, you're taking away from the game. And it becomes very stagnant, bro. Very stagnant. It's hard to watch sometimes. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't. Though I'm telling you, man, I love Giannis, though. That's my favorite player right now. Him and Russell Westbrook are my two favorite players in the league right now. Love Russell Westbrook and I love Giannis. I know a lot. Russell Westbrook gets so much hate, pisses me off, but it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. The day if Russ ever is fortunate enough to get a ring, it's over. Because I know that a lot of these guys that build up their reputations on bashing the triple-double king, they were shut down quick. Antonio Williams, Money Mike, he's not. Although Jackson has been better with Luka. If you're an athletic big, you'll flourish with Luka. Russ balled this weekend. Yeah, bro. Coach Fat, it was good. Hey, that Sip the Tally guy, y'all already know who it is. Show him some love. And once again, if you're not checking up, he's doing a lot of the breakdowns of film. Me and him actually had a conversation about one of the guys that I like. He don't really like him too much. But Coach does more breakdowns than almost anybody I know. Go check him out, please. Show him some love. You know what I'm saying? Go and watch his breakdowns. He puts a lot of time and effort into those. So when you want to know about the draft and how you're looking at for offensive linemen, some of the receivers and stuff like that, hit him up. Watch his stuff. He got it. He got it on lock. What's it called? Nitro. If he's not careful, AE might drop 50 on them. If they stop double or triple teaming him, he will. I be saying, Jason Kidd, you know what's funny? I brought this up last time. You know it's Anthony Belton. It's Anthony Belton. Yami. Yeah. What's it called? But what was I gonna say? So Jason Kidd. The funny thing is Jason Kidd to me ran the point better than anybody probably that I've ever witnessed play. Personally, in his like at his best, I've never seen anybody manipulate people from the point guard position as good. Passing, not scoring, strictly passing and running the offense better than I've ever seen Jason Kidd. And Jason Kidd went to the finals 3 consecutive years and didn't even sniff an MVP. But then you got Mr. Steve Nash over here, never even made it to an NBA Finals, right? And he got 2 of them things. Mind you, for context, I believe he should have got 1 of them. But 2 of them? No! I want, this is what gets me mad about some of these stuff, right? Steve Nash got 2 MVPs. Shaquille O'Neal only has 1. Kobe Bryant only has 1. Jason Kidd has none. Vince Carter has none. Tracy McGrady, none. Allen Iverson, 1. That is crazy to me, bro. That is crazy. When Tim Duncan used to get it like, well, he's not the best player right now, but he's the best player on the best team. And they would give him the MVP. But then I was like, okay, well, we watched Kobe do that, and I was nowhere near being a big Kobe fan. I was not a Kobe fan. But fair is fair. Fair is fair. I'm like, bro, how the heck? All right, by that notion, then Kobe should have won it a couple times. Shaq should have won it a couple times. It's nasty work, bro. Jason Williams was nasty, but he didn't run the offense with the fluidity of a Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd would dominate a game, dominate. You'd be like, Jason Kidd has had one of the best games I've ever seen. And when you look at the box score, he had 5 points, 18 or 19 assists, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. And you're like, on the defensive end, running the offense, he was just ha. When you had Richard Jefferson, Kenyon Martin, and Vince Carter, that was the first Lob City. This man was like, oh, and that ball go up, and they were just like, it's your turn. I got it. Kenyon Martin, under the lane. Twing, double, over the net. Bam, kiss on the net. You know I love you, mama. Run back down court. Vince Carter, fast break dunk, jump over the center. Teabag him. Bam, he's looking at you like, do the Harlem Shake. Come back down. Then you got Richard Jefferson be like, come on, ball head shining. Defense came and he just put his head like this. Everyone's like, oh, good, see. He's like, oh, no, I can see now. He just showed me, oh, bam. It was the first Lob City. And they never got an MVP. And I thought that was so trifling. So trifling. 3 straight NBA Finals appearances. Never won MVP. And Jason Kidd was argued at that time to be individually top 2, top 3 player in the league. Nasty work. Nasty work. Nasty work. Hey, Kush. What's good? Jason Williams just had amazing street ball, like the savant, flash. He had that. But Jason Kidd had it all. Could play defense. And finally, when he started to be able to shoot the three ball, because one of his biggest weaknesses was he couldn't shoot. And finally, when he put the three ball into his arsenal, Jason Kidd was nice, bro. Jason Kidd is so underrated, bro. Like, my gosh. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. I come from an era where statistics weren't everything. Even though you liked statistics, you understood statistics, you knew that statistics weren't everything. Statistics are the end all be all. And it's like, okay, well, fine. That's why I don't understand the Russell Westbrook stuff. That, like, they make it, the way they argue, like, Russell Westbrook is like, oh, the triple-double's easy. You know, he's playing for the triple-double. I'm looking at them, I'm like, he's 6'3". He just had 20 rebounds. You think you accidentally get 20 rebounds? Or he could lay his center's blocking out so he can get it. I watched this man get 6 offensive rebounds. What are you talking about? Like, yo. So that's, bro, I just, like, I do not like narrative. Like, just tell the truth. Sports are entertaining enough without the narratives. It's way entertaining enough. You notice how when Jordan was playing, it was never like, oh, is Jordan actually better than Wilt Chamberlain? Is he actually better than Magic Johnson? It's like, yo, Jordan might be the best we've ever seen, but understanding you're watching greatness. Same thing when Kobe was playing. Same thing when Shaq was playing. Same thing when Duncan was playing. Iverson was playing. That's just what it was. It's just hard to watch some of these stuff sometimes. It really is. It really is. Every time I look at that picture, bro, I got it up. Man said, Luka, smell my fingers. Exactly. Russ be out rebounding centers. How many games where you've seen him have 5+ offensive rebounds? There was one game where I saw, remember when Carmelo Anthony had joined the Thunder, and that's when Paul George was on the team. I watched Russ fight for the rebound and get his team 3 or 4 extra possessions to force in overtime. Ha! Tap it back out. Paul George get it. Miss. Ha! Ha! Tap. Watch out. Throw it back to Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony miss it. He kicks it back out to somebody else. He miss it. Finally kick it out to Jordan Ball. Jordan Ball hits it on the 4th time. Out of all those times, he fighting, just struggling, just giving it everything he got. And then, he got triple. Oh, yeah, he got triple double. Who cares? He doesn't have a ring, so what? I'd be like, bro, y'all are ruining these sports and conversation pieces. Like, y'all are horrible. Russell Westbrook's amazing. Yeah, the man almost averaged a triple-double off the bench. He had one year where off the bench, he was like 15, 8, and 8. Y'all, it's nasty, bro. It's nasty work. Mike Bibby, bro. Listen, I don't care what nobody says. Until the day I'm laid to rest. And I'm just like, and someone at that place singing, how do I say goodbye to what we had? Hey. Right? Until that day, the Lakers cheated the Kings out of their title. The Lakers cheated the Sacramento Kings out of that title. I've never seen a game more, well, let me not say more, top 3 worst officiating, lopsided officiating in my life. Like, there's only been like 2 other games I've ever seen with worse officiating that would happen in that series. Mike Bibby was nice. That Sacramento team had no weaknesses. None. They had the physicality to match up with. They had enough big bodies to throw at Shaq. And on top of it, all of their centers could shoot. And their power forwards could shoot. Right? So what ended up happening was Shaq is going to get his 30. But now he's huffing and puffing. Because once again, they had enough bodies to bang with him. Like, it's not just saying, oh, he's a big body. He's a big body that could bang with him. And also make him work on the defensive end. Oh, I'm just going to shoot. Shooting a 3 is not making him work. You understand where I'm coming from? That Kings team had bare. Yeah, I remember the Sack King, the Sack Queens. I remember people were saying that stuff. It was crazy. I think it was Shaq that started that. But that game where Shaq shot, what was it? The Lakers shot 30 free throws in the fourth quarter. Mike Bibby gets fouled out with Kobe Bryant hurting him, like he's fronting out, and Kobe Bryant just comes through and gets tired of him because the thing with Kobe Bryant didn't like smaller guards. Bigger guards never like smaller guards because they can get to the ball quicker. So when they're trying to cross over, they can get steals. So instead of just trying to shake him out because he couldn't shake him, he just and just you see him just elbows him out, and Mike Bibby just falls. Bloody. I mean, whole face is bloodied, and they call a foul on Bibby. They were like, yo, and Kobe's like, yeah, Lakers, baby. And I'm like, what? Nah, bro. Bro, I was so pissed. Bro, so pissed. Nightmare Kilo was good. Hey, listen, this whole thing was late. YouTube would not let me go live this morning, hence why we were late. I've been having problems with it. I don't know why with the newer channel. I don't know why, but it is what it is. We're here. You remember that, right? I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm trying to tell you. The Sacramento Kings should have won that series. I think it won 7 games, if I'm not mistaken. They should have won that series. Chris Webber was still Chris Webber. They had Vlade. You had Peja was so not. Bro, let me tell you a player back then would kill. Peja Stojakovic in today's NBA would be a better shooting Luka Doncic. Straight up. Peja, the stroke was in his name. The man could have had deals with Trojan and all that. The way his stroke game was so elite. Like, that man was amazing. Peja Stojakovic was just, and he would shoot straight sideways like this. Elbow straight to rim. Wow! All game long. Bro, man, don't let me bring it up, bro. And you had Doug Christie on that team. Defensive stalwart, chasing around everybody. That alley to Kobe was spectacular, though, to end it. Yeah, it was. Nigel Petrovic had a god-awful game 7, though. He shot like 2 of 12. He needed to play better. He choked. That's because they were trying to hurt him. Like, the Lakers are getting away with trying to hurt them, right? Like, they were, like, hurt. That's when remember when he started wearing that big thing on his elbow? Y'all don't remember? That's the reason he started wearing that big thing on his elbow. The Lakers were, like, slamming him, hitting him. Because remember, the Kings were a bigger Warriors team. You understand where I'm coming from? Everybody could shoot the 3, right? But they were bigger. Peja Stojakovic was 6'10". People seem to forget that. All of them was big except for Mike Bibby. So 1 through 5 could shoot, and they were big, and could rotate well. Extremely well. And 3 of them could play make by themselves. Like, 3 of them could get their own shot off in that offense. Bibby could get his own shot. Peja could get his own shot. I forgot the guy off the bench that he could get his own shot too. No, he wasn't a stat pattern. That gets me mad. Russell Westbrook was not. If he was a stat pattern, he'd have a losing record like Ricky Williams. Remember, he used to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was a stat pattern. Russell Westbrook is not a stat pattern, bro. He wins like 80-something% of the games where he has a triple-double in it. Like, he's not a stat pattern. I do not want to hear that. Hedo Turkoglu, and then Turkoglu went to the Orlando Magic. Yes. Zelly, fire. Thank you. And Hedo, that's another one. A lot of, like, people don't understand the reason why a lot of those European players weren't better than what they were is because the NBA was so physical. It was very physical. Y'all don't understand that? Yeah, like, I laugh when people's like, oh, look at these guys that we've never seen before. Luka is something that we've never seen before. Europeans have been playing like that. That lets me know that y'all don't really watch basketball. Like, y'all didn't watch the international game. Like, that's what I did. Like, you can have people argue with me on football. You're not arguing with me on basketball. You will not win that conversation. I promise you that. That was the game I played. That was the game I did everything in. That's what I did. I was a historian of it. Like, so when people be like, Petrovic, yeah, I remember Petrovic. I remember him too. People be acting like Luka and these new Orleans, the new age of these guys. No, they couldn't survive the physicality of the NBA back then. AK-47, Andre Karolinko. Yes! Yes! Of course I remember it from Utah. AK-47 Envy, yes. Yes. Ricky Davis, my bad, that's his name, sorry. Not Ricky Williams, Ricky Davis from the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was a stat pattern. Russell Westbrook is not a stat pattern, bro. Peja Stojakovic would average 40 in today's league. 40. He knew Turkoglu. Did y'all saw him? Y'all remember what he was doing when he was on the Orlando Magic and they actually allowed him to run the offense? Bro, how do I be laughing at people, bro? Bobby Jackson, the ball, dark-skinned dude, yes. Bobby Jackson. Sometimes they'd be running him and Bibby together for a small ball lineup. Yup, Bobby Jackson. He was wet and butter too. Like butter, baby. Yes, I remember all of them, bro. AK-47 was nice, bro. He was nice. He just didn't have the team. Like, people, like, like, once again, he wasn't a ball hog. He played very well. His defense was chef's kiss superb. Like, you have a lot of guys, and this is what I'm trying to say, like, it wasn't all just about scoring. Scoring was what was highlights and all that stuff. Yeah. But back then, bro, you could be the best player on the floor and not score a point. That's why back then you had the Dennis Rodman, the Jason Kidds. You know how many games Jason Kidd was considered the best player on the floor? Didn't even have 10 points. Like, bro. Jared Thomas, they were deep. Tony Kukoc would be a star too from the Bulls. Yes. Tony Kukoc, they thought was going to be the next Michael Jordan. But once he could shoot, handle it, everything. But once again, the game was too physical for them. Gilbert Arenas was nice. Hibachi, come on now. Agent Zero, he was nice, bro. Baron Davis, B. Diddy. Baron Davis did that to a lot of people. He did that to Dirk Nowitzki. Are we going to act like Dirk Nowitzki's not nice? That's what, you know what's funny? Dirk Nowitzki had a story where his coach one time, I believe it was Don Nelson that made him do it. And he said, look, you're going to have to guard Shaq this game. And he said after you guarded Shaq, he said Shaq had like 48 points and like 30 rebounds. That's from Dirk Nowitzki. And he said he never guarded Shaq ever again. And Dirk Nowitzki is a legit 7-footer. But he's just like the physicality that he played with. I couldn't do nothing with him. I'd be in foul trouble from the beginning of the game and then to the ending. That's what would happen to these European guys if you put them back in the 90s, early 2000s. They would get worked. That's why I be laughing at people. Like, people forget, like, even prime Dwight Howard. If you took prime Dwight Howard and put him in this NBA, you would look at Dwight Howard as Shaquille O'Neal. I don't care what none of y'all say. Prime Dwight Howard, you would look at like he was Shaquille O'Neal if he was playing in today's NBA. But he gets super disrespected, which is hilarious to me because it's like, are y'all memories that bad? You don't remember prime Dwight Howard? Oh, God, y'all are hilarious. Nitro, another bad take from Nick Wright. He said Jaden Daniels' season was a fluke last year because of all the last-second crazy wins they got. That was literally the entire season for the Kansas City Chiefs last year. You see what I'm trying to say? That's why I don't listen to him, because he's a contradictory moron. He just contradicts himself. That's all he does. That's all he does. Contradictory moron. Thank you. Sorry. Got tongue twisted. Prime Ben Wallace. Oh my gosh. Ben Wallace. I remember listening to this one rapper say, I snatch your girl off the glass like Ben Wallace. Bro, Ben Wallace was a monster. At 6'8", 6'9", that man was just muscle. Ben Wallace was one of the most physical players in NBA history. He was even an aging Shaq. Shaq was like, bruh, once he anchored, Ben Wallace was a load. Defensively, he's one of the greatest defenders we've ever had in this game. Easy. And guess what would happen? Listen, Jared Thomas, when you hack people, you get fouls. And what happens is you get the bonus. So you're getting free throws, yes, that he might miss, yes. He might go 50%, 60%, whatever, fine. But guess what happens to those players? They get taken off the court. Bam. Now they can't play. Now you have a truly undersized person trying to guard. Now he's finishing on top of them and getting more fouls. Now you're in the bonus in the fourth quarter. You're not winning that game. Now, bro, come on now, bro. Zeke Okage was good. Yeah, Antonio, he wouldn't make it back then. He wouldn't. That's why I laughed that they be like Luka's the first Luka. Like, no, he's not. That's why I was laughing when Coach posted it. Right? You saw when Coach posted it, he was like, come on now. Like, who did he say? It was what's it called? Let me go. You had so many guys, Petrovic, Tony Kukoc, you know what I'm saying? All those guys, that's when he said from the Bulls. Like, that was why Jordan went at Tony Kukoc the way he did. Because they were hailing him as being the next Michael Jordan. He was going to come take their jobs. And Jordan, and especially Pippen was like, all right, come take this. And Pippen was one of the best defenders in the league. So then it's like, whoa, wow, like this guy could, like, oh my gosh. He couldn't even move. He had trouble getting past half court. All of that, oh, I could just slowly go to the left. I'm beating you there. What up? Hey, I can't just body him and he's not moving. Yeah, these are race horses. They're in amazing shape. They can recover. They're quick like cats, and they're staying in front of you. You're gonna have to elbow. That's why I'm leaving. If you even watch Luka now, Luka is so slow that when he crosses, after he crosses, LeBron does it too sometimes. He'll put his arm out and stiff arm you and dribble like this. You can't do that, but they allow him to do it because he's Luka. Junk is nasty work, bro. Nasty work. Exactly, and all of those big fouls that you think that you would get, half of those would be flagrant fouls. They be out of the game. You'll be shooting technical free throws also. If you really want to be real about in today's NBA, if you're gonna keep fouling them like that, yeah. Jared Thomas, exactly. Manu Ginobili, like, bro. People acting like they're the first. No, they're not. Like, come on now, bro. I believe if Manu Ginobili would have started, he could have averaged 24, 25 back then. Ginobili had such a quick first step, and he had handle. And he could finish. That Euro that he would pull, and oh my God, crazy. And he had like underrated hops. Like, he would just get up there and the bomb and defend you and look at you like, big nose and everything looking at you. Because his nose will point to you before he do. So his nose will go, and he will look. Bro. People like, that's what gets me, that's what's missing from the NBA these days, right? It's like, bro, y'all be acting like this is our first time around the sun. No, it's not. We've seen this already. Stop capping. You got some liars. Snatch your girl off the rebound. Snatch your girl off the glass like Ben Wallace. Yeah, Manu was cold-blooded, bro. I hated all his flopping, but Manu was cold-blooded, bro. The man was nice. I give respect where respect is due. Man. Yeah, I remember that. That nose, yup. That nose. I miss Page. I remember Page, man. Injuries And that's another thing too, because the game was so physical, injuries did in a lot of players. Yao Ming was an amazing talent, right? Injuries did him in. Sarakovic, injuries did him in. Andre Kirilenko, injuries did him in. Tracy McGrady, injuries did him in. Derrick Rose, there's been a lot of players that could have reshaped how we look at NBA history. What's his name? From Portland. Forgot his name's Brandon. He another one, bro, that was nice, right? Injuries took him out. Nah, Yao would be in and out just like Wemby. No, he wouldn't. Yao wasn't just tall like Wemby. He was wider than Shaq. Brandon Roy. There it goes, Brandon Roy. Yeah, but he another one. As I said, his name was Brandon from Brandon Roy, bro. Oh my! If injuries didn't do him in, that boy had that sweet game, that smooth game, that silky French silk game. T-Mac was another one. Greg Oden was never nice, but T-Mac, yeah, that's the reason why the Rockets didn't win the title those years. People talk about Kobe, they forget about the Rockets took that Lakers team to 7 games without Yao and without Tracy McGrady. Y'all must be forgetting stuff. Grant Hill's another one. Amari Stoudemire is another one. People be forgetting these guys. I don't forget them. Penny's one of the most famous. Usually when you talk about the 90s guys, Penny and Grant Hill come up first. But there's some older ones too. Weber was another one. Bob McAdoo was another one. Not Bob McAdoo. What's his name? Bernard King. There it goes. Bernard King was another one from the old school. Charles Barkley. Later on, he got Matt injured. I forgot the guy used to play. And Tony from the he was a shooter for the Philadelphia 76ers. Andrew Toney. He had microfracture surgery and it killed him, killed his game. Like, man. People look down. I'm trying to tell you, the Rockets were loaded. They were the best team in the league. It's just that they just could not stop getting injured. There was no playoff series where McGrady and Yao Ming played at the same time. None. Who's your uncle? King Lee, who's your uncle? I don't know who your uncle is. Who's your uncle? Yes, I remember Sean Kemp in the Seattle Supersonic. That's what Ray Allen and them on there, man. Of course I remember Gary Payton, the glove. Come on now, man. Well, Gary Payton was before Ray Allen, but you know what I'm saying. Wave man, yes. Kobe wasn't just the best player. Like, I used to say the 3 best individual players in the NBA was Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, and Kobe Bryant. And they all 3 of them could score, but they were stronger in different areas. Out of the 3, Kobe was the better defender. Out of the Iverson was the better passer, and then you had McGrady, who was the better rebounder and better shooter. So that's how that 3 to me handled out. Those are the 3 best individual players at one time in the entire NBA. And McGrady and Allen Iverson was almost on the same team. A lot of Allen Iverson, a lot of the stuff would have been better, but once again, the Philadelphia 76ers didn't want to do right by him. They didn't want to have to deal with him because they know how Iverson thinks. They said if he comes to Philly, he's going to try to drop 60 on us or 70. So we want him to go over to the Western Conference. In the Western Conference, those years were beyond stacked. And when I mean stacked, like the year where he won 50 games with the Nuggets, They were like the 8th seed. They won like 52 games, 53 games, and they were the 8th seed in the West. Nasty work, bro. Nasty. 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 Oh, I remember Sura. I don't think his name was Bob Sura, but I remember his name was Sura. Yeah, I remember Sura. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, we're the king. Remember, what's it called? You said somebody's your family. Who's your uncle? That's what I'm asking. Who's your uncle, King Lee? Natural hot take, Mahomes could throw 20 interceptions this year. Could he? No, he won't. He's gonna have a healthy. Oh my, Monte Ellis. Yes. I remember Monte Ellis was so nice, bro. Monte Ellis was so on Golden State, so nice, bro. Oh my, he was so smooth. Monte Ellis was one of the smoothest guards I've ever watched. He had it all. He was explosive, handle, and could shoot his butt off. Bruh, crazy. Danny Granger, yes. Danny Granger was averaging like 27. And then injuries did him in. Yup. So, it is kind of what it is. But guys, that's an episode of the Wonder Kid Morning Show. And before we end, we have to talk about some throwbacks. Guys, it was a great show. We made up for the time and everything else. People forget that there was an argument between him and Chris Paul being, at one time, Darren Williams being the best point guards in the league. King Lee, you were capping. Bernard, you remember Bernard, as I'm saying, Bernard King. But there's a time back in the 90s, if you remember, there was an old toy that they brought. Coach, you never gotta say thank you, man. It's all love, bro. It's all love, bro. And there was a toy that was remade for the 90s. I believe it was, late 90s, early 2000s. And when I mean this toy took over for like 2.5, 3 years to where everybody in the world was going to competitions for it, what toy was it? And what was the brand? Come on, guys. I know what this is. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. What toy am I talking about? Yeah, Monte Ellis was stupid nice, bro. He didn't miss, bro. Nah, Money Mike, it's not Bop It. Oh, producer, you're close with Beyblade, but it's not Beyblade. It's not Beyblade. It's not Beyblade. I know I wasn't going to go Beyblade, but it's not. It's not. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to use that another time for a throwback because I loved Pogs. I remember having it, the long plastic, and they would hold all my Pogs in it with my slammers. I had that, but it wasn't Pogs. King Lee, it's not Beyblade. I had a crap load of Beyblades. I customized my Beyblade, and my Beyblade was crazy. Crazy. I at the time, they were all plastic, but I had customized it with the red, I forgot the red one, with the piece that would spin in it. Nah, not Skip It. No, not Digimon neither. Guys, if you see it, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. Come on, guys. You know this one. Typical Camp. Hey, what's good, bro? What's good? Envy Quiz. It's not a card game. It's not a card game. Come on. Hot Wheels wasn't a game. Close, but it's not cup stacking. All right, I got y'all here. None of y'all got it. The Omega Yo-Yos. Are y'all really don't remember the Omegas? Y'all don't remember the yo-yos? Y'all don't remember the with the brains in it and stuff? And everybody going on, Raj, hey, what's good? Flex Zones in here. What's it called? Will I Am, yes, yo-yos. Bro, y'all don't remember the Omegas? Bro, everybody had, I had the Firestorm. This was the one I had a black. I remember I had a black, or the Dunkins, yes. Or the Dunkins, yes, yes. No, I was never going to get the, that's why I know King Lee said the Dunkin', yes. Dunkin' was the other one, but if you were trying to go crazy, bro, Omegas was it. Omegas was the most expensive ones, bro. Yes, when I had the one, you had to keep them oiled. My sleeping time was crazy on that stuff, bro. I had the Omega Fireball. Yes, people forget just how big yo-yo. You forgot all the competitions that would be hosted on Fox. They would say how long you could sleep it, all the different tricks that they would do. Y'all don't remember all of the yo-yo competitions that was going on? That was all over the television, bro. Tripping. There was Omega, there was Dunkin', there was one more, but that one wasn't as big as those two. Yes, because you had the Omega Omegas, you had the Omega Fireballs, you had the Omega Firestorms, you had the Omega, man, there was a lot of Omegas. Hold on, let me go check that real quick. Omegas were a lot of them, bro. A lot of them. The glow-in-the-dark line, yeah. Walk the dog, rock the cradle. Yeah, man. Around the world. Yes, Envy, yup. Yup, Envy, yup, around the world. Yup, that's what I'm saying, bro. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, look at all of these, man. Kids was fighting over these, bro. Fighting over these. Like, I remember the one with the bearings inside. Like, oh my gosh. It was, yes. They were so big, they started to get sold at the book fair. Like, people was like, bro. Yes, see, they had the ball bearings inside with these ones. Oh my gosh, bro. It was ridiculous, man. It really was. Like, those were the ones, man. Man. I'm looking at some of them now. Oh my God, there goes the one I had. Makes me smile looking back at it, man. Like, some people, like, everybody got to understand that, bro. Like, this is huge. If you didn't have a yo-yo at one point, you didn't live through the 90s, early 2000s. Chia. Who didn't? Come on now, bro. I never bought a Chia Pet, but that commercial was iconic. Chia. But producer, you seen everybody at school with them, though. It's like saying you weren't into Pokemon, but you saw the Pokemon games. You saw, like, everybody in the hallway. Teachers were confiscating yo-yos left and right. I remember one teacher, oh my gosh, she was horrible. She had a whole dresser full of yo-yos. You saw you can get it back at the end of the year. People was like, are you serious? We're playing with yo-yos. Like, she was just one of those people that were like really just, you had those teachers that hated their job and took it out on the kids that they taught. She hated seeing kids happy. Hated it. She said there was no need for field trips for kids. For students. Oh my gosh, crazy work. Guys, but that's the episode of the Wonder Kid Morning Show. This is your host, Nitro, about to sign off. And once again, like I said, please remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You guys know I love you. And if you would like also to donate to the channel, help out with equipment and stuff like that, bottom of the screen, QR codes to a Cash App. Cash App located in the description of every video that we do. Name of it is money sign. The Wonder Kid Show, super easy. So, guys, like I said before, I hope you have a wonderful morning, a great Monday morning for y'all. Start the week off right, and I'm out this piece. Y'all know my slogan. Peace, and I am out of here. All right, guys. Yeah.
Finish him, Daddy.